I've never been the first reader before, so I'm a little bit nervous. That's okay, I'm alphabetical. So, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming today, and also thank everyone who works on the Little Patuxent Review. It's just such a wonderful community to be associated with, and I'm very honored to be part of this publication. I'm going to read a couple of poems today. The first poem that I'm going to read is actually in this issue, and it's based on an event that happened in my life. And I love saying the title because it throws everybody off. It's called Adultery. A room full of 7-year-olds are memorizing the 10 Commandments. They sit, eyes fixed, on illustrated poster-sized pages, bound with thou shalts and thou shalt nots printed in black block letters. Sister speaks. The class repeats. Thou shalt not commit adultery. The class echoes back as she rushes on, but in the space between, I raise my hand and ask, Sister, what's adultery? Furiously flipping the pages, she intones, the 7th commandment is, my cheeks burning, shamed and scarlet, I study each word. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I struggle toward a solid conclusion. If adult means you're a grown-up, adultery must mean pretending to be a grown-up. A commandment just for children. With the realization of my frequent sinning, I begin examining my conscience. How often have I played dress-ups, or pretended to be a doctor, or a teacher, or secretary? Mental tally held in my memory, shaking and afraid, I joined my classmates filing into the church, lit only by the red flame of the sanctuary candle burning for our sins. 40 second graders cram into 4 pews, silently waiting to seek forgiveness in the velvet curtain confessional. The murmurs of transgression like incense fill the air. I kneel, make the sign of the cross, and then stammer, Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. This is my first confession. And I have lied to my parents about 20 times, fought with my brothers and sisters about 17 times, and committed adultery 35 times. After a brief silence, punctuated by a sigh, Father Riley assigns my penance, 2 Hail Marys and 1 Our Father. Leaving me to believe in the truth of my innocence, he forgives me all my sins. And this is a very fitting poem to follow up with the theme of adultery. A friend of mine asked me a while ago when I was telling him that I would never date anybody that my father recommended because they were so geeky and boring. And he said, well, did you only date bad boys? So, I'm swearing off bad boys, she tells me, hugging knees to chest, resting her chin on their twin-peaked mountains of bone. Bad boys ask you to the prom, and then slow dance to your favorite song with the one girl in the class who hates you. Bad boys trace their name on your arm, paint your lips with chocolate, caress your thigh, lean in for the kiss, and then lose your number after they slip your heart into a worn and faded alibi. Bad boys buy 3 dozen white roses, and when you gush your gratitude, they remind you that the real flower of love is the solitary orchid. Bad boys burn red with passion, linger in your bed, order a late-night steak, slip out for a smoke, and forget to pay the check. And the last poem is for a student of mine that I taught several years ago. I've been a special ed teacher for a long time, and I work with a lot of adolescents who have literacy problems and emotional disturbances, and one of the ways that I'm able to cope with some of their really challenging and difficult behavior is to try and frame their life in a poem. So as I get to know them and I sit with them for a while, I learn something about them, and then a poem just kind of pops up that helps me to understand this person and be more kindly when they kind of go crazy in my classroom. This one's called Zachary, Who's Crazy. He's crazy, you know. Black leather jacket, black hair, doe brown eyes, black boots. Won't talk in class. Says he can't write unless I sit next to him and prompt word by painful word. He's crazy, you know. Draws guns on his books. He set fire to a trailer one day. He's dangerous, unpredictable, whacked out. What they don't tell you is that he was 6 at the time, alone, every day in the trailer. His mother left him while she worked as a waitress. He set fire to the trailer. A 6-year-old boy, all alone, all day, still sitting inside that head down, dare me to try face. He's crazy. Thank you.